What's up, fight fans? You're watching Dissension, the MMA show for diehard fans, and not for those who think that Judo is the capital of Alaska.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of Dissension, the MMA show for diehard fans, and not for those who
think that shoot fighting requires a firearm.
That's a damn good one.
Yeah.
He's Josh Leduc, the greatest Canadian ever to walk the earth.
And this is Ryan Fight Freek Poli, Anthony Perosh's #1 fan.
No, not even close. I hate him.
So, what do we have for news this week, Ryan?
Well, this just in. Roy Nelson's horoscope says that this week he'll die of high cholesterol. And Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens says he's dropping his nickname because if that was the case, the tattoo of the cross on his back should be upside down. But speaking of the biggest news, what is that awesome thing you're wearing?
Well, since you won't shut up about it, Ryan, I mean, these are the new MMA fix hats. I mean, they're comfortable, they're stylish, they have a nice little breathable room in the back, and you can buy it from our website. You know, help support us a little bit and make you look like a pimp.
Not to mention they have the damn coolest freaking logo.
Yeah.
Razor blade. Play off on words, it's so funny. I hope you get the joke.
We're punny. Get it?
Pretty much.
Punny.
Just like every other episode, you hate somebody.
Yes.
Who do you hate?
Today I'm hating on another Brazilian, Ed fucking Soares.
You might as well be Chael Sonnen.
I might as well be Chael Sonnen. But I was watching some of the interviews with Ed Soares and Anderson Silva. His translations for Anderson, he kind of mixes it up a little bit, makes Anderson sound more gentlemanly. I mean, I like Brazilians. I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Ed Soares, you are a fucking cock. A little cock who won't get off Machida's dick.
We're starting early. Oh my god.
Yeah. We might as well throw it in there now, but fuck you, Bleacher Report. MMAfix.com.
Again, he's got some ballsy comments.
Anyways,
I'm not going to call anybody out this second, but
we'll save it.
We have, what is it, UFC on Fuel 8 coming up.
Yeah, in Saitama, Japan.
We agree with most of the prelims.
Most of the prelims. So let's go through the ones we agree with real quick. We have Marcello Guimarães versus Hyun-Gyu Lim, another Asian dude. But we
probably butchered both those names.
Probably. We got Guimarães.
Pretty much.
Now we have Alex Bruce Leroy Sakare.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
He should actually change his name to that.
Yeah, he should. I mean, it's easier than Casares or whatever.
There you go.
Kyung-Ho Kang. We both have Kang.
That's right. Not a lot of people know him. Excellent boxing, good grappler.
Very good grappler.
Everyone's going to go with Casares.
Right, so
we're going to prove him wrong.
Now these two, actually no, the next one we agree on. It's Cristiano Marcello, 4th degree black belt. He's been around for a while against Kazuki Takodomi or Dome. Another Japanese.
Marcello, 4th degree black belt.
Yes, we got Marcello. Out grapple, out strike. He's been around since Pride, so he's been around for a while.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now we got 2 fights we don't agree on. You want to take these, Ryan?
Sweet. Okay, here's why we disagree. Pretty much. Again, it's tough. Riki Fukuda, Brad Tavares. 2 good guys, and not really in that elite division. I'm going Brad Tavares just based on his, I guess he's got like a Diego Sanchez demeanor, if you will. He's aggressive. He's always pushing the pace. He's on, I think, like a 2-fight win streak now. And he's also proficient in wrestling. For Riki Fukuda, that's all he's really got is his wrestling. So if he can at least stutter it up just a little bit with his own wrestling, he's going to pick him apart on the feet. He's got big power. That's pretty much where I'm going with him. What is your rebuttal?
Well, let's see. Fukuda, I mean, he was right on the edge of being an elite guy in the division. He was on a couple-fight win streak, then he lost to Philippou, I think it was.
That is correct.
Yeah, that is correct. And I think Fukuda is definitely going to take him down. Not to mention his hands have been getting better. He's also had some great strikers, so he hasn't been able to show it off. Tavares, he is good on the feet, but I think Fukuda is going to mix it up with some boxing before he takes him on the ground, lays on him for about 3 rounds, and probably take the decision.
I can't argue with that too much. You got some fair points. Fair points.
Another close fight. So.
Another close. Again, he's got a lot of close fights.
Dissection.
And again, I think we only disagree with a few. But we love when we disagree.
Yes, we do.
What was the other one that we disagree
Let's
on
see.
here?
Next fight we have here, one moment, fans. We have Takeya Mizuki against Bryan Caraway.
You got Bryan Caraway.
I got Bryan Caraway. I mean,
no, your girlfriend can beat you up. 135-pounder getting beat up by Misha Tate.
Is pretty freaking awesome, though. I mean, come on.
No stabs at Misha Tate.
No stabs at Misha Tate. She's tough. She's hot. Sorry, girls. She's hot.
He's a guy on the ground though, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna get beat in the department where he's the best at.
I'm not sure about that. Bryan Caraway, I'm pretty sure he trains with Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber. Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
So, I mean, his striking's coming leaps and bounds. His wrestling's getting better because they're all wrestlers over there. Benavidez, Uriah. I mean, come on.
this is true. This is true.
I'm kind of leaning towards Caraway. I can understand why you got Mizugaki, or however you pronounce it.
Mizugaki.
Japanese name. America.
I'm well. Then I guess I'm committing treason because
Yeah.
I'm going with the Japanese.
Remember Pearl Harbor.
But I'm going with the Japanese. I got love for Mizugaki. He's only been submitted by Uriah Faber. High
Uriah
level.
Faber, very good. Another guy on.
But nobody beats
last
him on the
card.
ground. I mean, very few people, you should say. He's always the ground guy. He's fighting a ground guy. I'm not thinking he's going to get beat.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to end in a submission. I think it's probably going to be a decision.
Not to
Either
mention
way.
Caraway's last victory only came because his opponent gassed out like crazy. He got his ass handed to him in that first round. Came
Caraway's-
back, sunk in the choke.
Yeah, well, Caraway's got some pretty decent cardio, too.
I'm not saying that he's going to have a lack of cardio in this one, but Mizugaki is not the kind of guy to gas and just leave open rear naked chokes.
Especially in the homeland, the Emperor might come out, and if he loses, you know he's going to take that samurai sword, put it through his chest.
what era are you living in?
All Japanese do that.
It's probably all happening right as we speak.
Probably. Alright, so now we're on to the main card. Going to be great. We kind of agree on most of these.
Oh, we got one more for the main card. Or is this one? No, the Nier got promoted to the mirror card.
Yes.
Yahaya. We both got Yahaya.
Yep.
Why? Come on, why? He's a great submission
Yeah,
artist.
he is. I mean, he's fantastic.
He was
Mizuto,
impressive.
Hirota, he was in Strike Force. I'm pretty sure he lost his last fight.
Split decision.
Yeah, and so
Pat Heatley.
Pat Healy or something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's on the hot seat, and I think he's going to get submitted.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yahaya, he got Josh Crispy,
Yeah.
and he's much better on the feet than. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, he could surprise us and like come out with great boxing, but I don't see that happening.
Didn't he just fight in the Brazil card with the last? It was on free TV.
As far as I know, his last fight was against Josh Crispy. It might have been on free TV.
Maybe.
I don't recall the card, but I know he.
All the Brazilians are looking the same to me now. So,
No comment.
anyways,
We both got
yeah, all the way. These two guys. Dong Hyun Kim, the stun gun. He's coming off a win in his last fight. I'm pretty sure that was in Japan too.
Kind of
last
a
time.
boring fight.
Yeah, it was, but I mean,
against,
he was
Tiago, or no, Paulo Tiago. I knew there was a
Yeah,
I knew
it
there
was
was a
Paulo
Tiago
Tiago,
in
yep.
there somewhere.
And he's taking on Siyar Bahadurzada.
I love Bahadurzada.
Me too. He's a dynamic guy. He has a lot of muscle on his frame.
Knockouts.
Yes, he does. Plus, he's got a very good submission game. Underrated.
Yes.
I think he's Iranian. I'm not sure.
He was
what
born
is.
in Afghanistan.
One of those.
But again, to you, it's all it's
They're
all
all the
mixed
same.
in there.
Anyways, I have Bahadurzada. I think he's probably going to TKO Stun Gun. Unless he gets... Even on the ground, which is where Stun Gun wants to be. He's a black belt in judo. But I think Bahadurzada has a little bit better BJJ. He's going to submit him if he goes to the ground.
I'm thinking that Kim can only win if he does the same thing to Poli Josh. He just gets on top, and just holds him there.
He's a big dude. I mean, especially for welterweight. I was really surprised he lost to Damian Maia, but I mean, Damian Maia is coming through. I mean, his last couple fights, he's 3-0 now. I think he's talking about fighting. Tarek Safardine now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the next fight for him, hopefully, and if he can get it, because everyone else in the welterweight division tied up with UFC 158. But anyways, back to this fight.
Maybe get me started on that.
Kim is going down.
Probably. I'm hoping another knockout.
Yeah, I'm saying TKO. So.
He's gonna come at him just like he did against Poli Josh.
I think it's kind of going to be like Carlos Condit against Stun Gun. So, I mean, he's probably going to catch a knee or some big punch, end up on the cage.
It'll be a
pounded.
devastating strike.
Yeah. Could be knockout of the night. Maybe.
With him, it always could be.
But you also got to think Mark Hunt's on this card, too. So, and Brian Stann and Wanderlei Silva.
Contender. A respectable contender.
So, next fight we have here, Hector Lombard against Yushin Okami.
Tough fight.
Very tough fight. I mean, both these guys are very good.
You have a guy who's primarily a ground guy, with a guy with devastating knockout power who also is a black belt in judo.
Yeah, he's got some great submissions too.
Just based on that, I got to go with the more diverse kind of guy.
I'm going with you too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Okami comes out and kind of Dan Henderson or Randy Couture's him for 3 rounds, because these are the 2 biggest dudes. I mean, sure, Hector Lombard's a little short for middleweight, but he's got the most muscle on his frame.
He's got a lot of muscle.
That and Yushin Okami, he's like 6'1", 6'2", or something.
Yeah.
185.
Yep.
He's one of the biggest dudes. I mean, he made Anderson Silva look small. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out, holds him on the cage. Yeah, and Rich Franklin. But we both got Lombard.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, after that knockout of Paul Harris, I'm not going to say it, but that split decision loss, although it wasn't impressive.
It shouldn't have gone to Bosch.
Yeah, although it wasn't impressive, I think he should be 2-0 in the UFC.
He should be.
But
that's just,
he was also injured in that fight. He had like a broken foot or something.
And he still should have won.
Yeah. So we're going to see the real Hector Lombard. I mean, he knocked out Paul Harris. This is going to be 2 knockouts in a row, I think.
I'm hoping.
Because, I mean, I haven't been too impressed with Okami as of late.
No, I mean he left a lot of openings with Belcher.
Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't capitalize on them. For fortunately for him, but I mean, I don't see him getting taken down. He's a powerful dude. No. If anything, he can use his judo in reverse, kind of like stop the takedown.
Exactly. If anything, he's going to end up on top. Yeah.
He's just going to go crazy like he did against, like you said, Paul Harris.
Yeah.
Perfect scenario.
Paul Harris is also a pretty big dude for 185, although he's short. He's
again, another heavily muscular guy.
Wasn't he on steroids on that fight too? Didn't he get?
I have no idea.
Didn't he get busted for steroids?
Off the top of my head, I have no idea.
I think he did. So I mean, you're coming off against a great black belt who was on steroids
and still lost.
So I mean, we got Lombard.
Lombard all the way.
Now the next fight, Diego the Nightmare Sanchez coming back to 155. He's off of like a 1-year layoff, and he's taking on the Fireball Kid Takanori Gomi.
The Fireball Kid.
This right here, Pride card. Might as well just change the name to Pride right now. Get that crazy lady in there.
So wait, are we disagreeing on this one?
Diego Sanchez!
I can't remember. Do we disagree on this one?
I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I understand your position, but I also think Sanchez is going to be really rusty after that long layoff. So that mixed with Takanori Gomi coming in there, fighting in front of his people. Again, the Emperor is going to be watching. He's going to have that katana on the sidelines. He's fighting for his life. I kind of think he might be able to squeak out a maybe split decision.
Think so?
But you can never count out Diego Sanchez. He's got great kicks. I'm pretty sure he has a black belt in Taekwondo as well as his wrestling and jiu-jitsu accolades. I know
you might be right about that. I'm not 100% sure on the discipline, but you very well could be right.
But great striker, amazing cardio.
That's for sure.
It's going to be a great fight, whatever it is. I don't think either one of these men are going to get finished. What do you think?
Okay, I'm just going to flat out say I'm still not impressed with Gomi. I'm sorry. I mean, Mac Danzig was your best, most impressive, like kind of showing the real Gomi. You got destroyed by anybody else before that fight, except that one punch against who that? It wasn't Joe Daddy Steve, Tyson Griffin. But that was a while ago. I think your best days.
Griffin mattered.
Your best days are past you, man.
Well, I mean, he was a king in Pride. I understand that.
Oh no, he's still a legend. Yeah. I consider him a very good fighter when you look at the span of his career. But dude, those days are behind you. I don't think that you're going to match. You got to hope that Diego Sanchez, his injury was horrible. He couldn't train. He's coming in and he just has ring rust like you've never seen before. That's your only chance. Or else he's just going to come in hyped up with that mean freaking face. And he's going to punch you until you're just out cold.
I don't think he's going to get knocked out if he loses. I think this is probably going to go to the decision. Okay. But I kind of think this could be fight of the night here.
It could be. That all depends on Gomi. If it's a Gomi that you think is going to show up, then yes. If it's a Gomi I think is going to show up. If he's fired up,
it's going to be fight of the night. If not, it's going to be a pretty one-sided decision because I don't think Gomi is going to get finished in front of his people.
No, I hope that he's got at least that much heart. But I don't know. I've been very disappointed in him.
Yeah, I mean, in the UFC, I understand that. A lot of the Pride guys had disappointing runs in the UFC, except for the man on the next fight here, Mark Hunt. I mean, comes in the UFC on like a 5-fight losing streak. He's on a 3-fight winning streak right now.
Yep.
Looking to make it 4 in a row against Stefan Struve, Skyscraper.
He's on a bit of a good run.
Skyscraper is, yeah. He just came off a win against my boy Stipe Miocic.
Which you were kicking his ass.
Stipe was. It was a pretty good fight.
I thought that fight was ending in the first round. Yeah. But credit to the Skyscraper. His shin held up. He stuck in there, came back in the second, and he finished it.
Now, the thing is, this fight can go one of two ways. It's either going to be like him against LeVar Johnson, pull guard and win an bar, finish Mark Hunt, or he's going to come out like he did against Stipe Miocic.
Yep.
But Mark Hunt, much better striker. 2001 K1 Grand Prix champion.
Better chin, too.
Better chin.
You're not going to come back in the second to finish Mark Hunt.
Nobody is going to knock out Mark Hunt except for maybe Dan Henderson. But
he's marking out to Dan Henderson.
Maybe LeVar Johnson. I mean, some guys with big power.
Yeah.
Mark Hunt has
unbelievable power.
chin. I mean, he would sit there in K1 fights, drop his hands. I mean, you think Anderson Silva's been doing that forever? Mark Hunt's been doing that forever. And he's taking shots from, the guy who owns World Series of Fighting now. Former K1 champ, fought
name's not going to come to me. If you're waiting for the name to come to me.
He did the same thing with Mirko Krokop, Batter Harry. He's sitting there sticking his chin out. He's not going to get finished.
Took a head kick from him.
Yeah.
And he thought it was over. Freaking Krokop was walking away. Yeah. He's like, it's done. They're like, no, I'm still in the game. He's like, oh, shit, you're still fighting.
Mark Hunt's a crazy guy. So I got Mark Hunt. I don't know about you.
I'm gonna agree, only because Struve's only, like you said, is got to go for submission. If it's not happening, and I don't see it happening, he's been submitted by top guys like
Fedor.
Fedor submitted him. Josh Barnett submitted him. He was submitted by the really big, strong heavyweight.
Not Chris Tusher, was it?
Sean McCorkle.
Sean McCorkle,
but he has to cut weight. He fights at super heavyweight now.
Yeah,
and he's got just for a heavyweight, other than like Frank Mir Nogueira, he has an unbelievable guard. And for that much size and muscle, you see how long he was holding out of that armbar?
Yeah.
And he finally tapped. And it was like, dude, a skinny, tall, lanky guy like Struve, no. You're not going to be able to, LeVar Johnson, yes, he doesn't really know submissions, and he got caught. Maybe he got a little scared, but you're not going to tap a big guy like Mark Hunt with those scrawny arms.
The thing I'm hoping is Mark Hunt. There's a couple things that scared me. Mark Hunt was recently on a Japanese television show doing the arm wrestling contest against Overeem, Bob Sapp, some of the big MMA guys.
How'd he do?
He came in like second or third or something. Okay. Not bad. He got beat by Overeem. Yeah, Overeem, and then Overeem lost to Bob Sapp, so he was third. Anyways, he weighed in at 300 pounds for that fight. 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But the thing is that muscle or is that fat? A little bit of both, I'm guessing. I mean, the dude's like 5'10", 5'11".
He's got to have some.
Yeah.
He's got power.
Yeah, he's obviously got power. The thing is he going to be in shape for this fight? I hope so. I think so. Has he been training his submission defense? I know in his last fight against Congo, he went down to Thailand, worked some Muay Thai down there. And we saw what happened there. Congo's a great striker.
Posing some very intriguing questions.
He's sitting there, and he's just like, he walks away, throws a jab, and he's like, oh, no, come on up. I'm not going to follow you down there. Knocks the dude out. I think it's going to be the same thing against Stefan Struve. But the question is he going to be in shape? And has he worked on his submission defense?
I think I just got to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He's going to be a smart guy.
Yep.
I mean, he's been around the game. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be like, oh, well, okay, I'll just eat my donuts and walk in the ring. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mark Hunt fan. I mean, I'd love to see him fight the winner or loser of JDS and Alistair Overeem.
That'd be nice.
Honestly, I think JDS is going to win that. So a loser.
I'm saving my opinion for another time.
Glassjaw Overeem against Super Samoan. I mean, he's been calling him out because I think they fought in Pride. Not in Pride, in K1 maybe.
I think it was Pride. I know that Overeem won with an Americana.
Yeah, maybe it was Pride. So he wants a rematch.
Yeah.
Find out who really is the best striker. And my bet is on Mark Hunt because he could take a punch.
First things first, we're going to wait till that fight happens before we start putting mismatches together.
Anyways, dream fight right there. So we both have Mark Hunt.
Main event.
Wanderlei, the axe murderer Silva against Bryan Stann.
He's still a scary dude.
Very scary dude. I mean, look at his record: 34, 12, and 1.
Still questionable. The chin.
I'm not questioning as much. Except
chin is questionable.
Except this is Bryan Stann at 205.
Which makes me question it just a little bit more.
That's why the only reason I have questions is this is at 205. Who knows? Maybe the weight cut will help him out because I know when you cut weight, your chin gets a little weaker a little bit. But I mean, he took shots from Kung Lee.
Yeah.
Came back and knocked him out. Kung Lee's got great power.
Couple spinning back fists.
Yes, he did. And then Rich Franklin. went 5 rounds with Rich.
He did.
He almost finished.
I don't think he landed anything significant, though.
No,
it was actually Wanderlei who landed the significant shots.
Yeah, second or third round, Wanderlei almost finished him.
But who's got an awesome chin? Bryan Stann.
He does have an awesome chin, but I'm going to come out right and say it. I have Bryan Stann. I think Wanderlei definitely has a chance, but he's going to want to put it in deep waters. 5 rounds.
He does have unbelievable cardio.
Yes, he does. And he still has phenomenal striking.
Yes.
I mean, that is something. I mean, he throws his wild punches, but he's got great Muay Thai. You don't see his clinch anymore. I'm not sure if you're going to see that against Bryan Stann.
I thought he brought it back against Kung Lee. Did he?
A little bit up against the cage.
But then again, for the small part where he was actually winning, if he can get the upper hand, I think he's definitely going to get that.
Yeah.
He's going to go back to the plum.
So, the question here for me is, why go back up to 205?
I think they both said neither one is going to fight at 205. This just happens to be.
No. Wanderlei wants to stay at 205.
Really? Okay.
Bryan Stann's like.
So, I know Bryan Stann doesn't.
Yeah, Bryan Stann's going back to 185, but he just wants to fight Wanderlei.
Well, I guess this is just because.
I mean,
it's a card. It's a card that sells.
He was a wrecking machine back in Pride at 205. Maybe he just doesn't want to cut the weight anymore.
It's a card that sells.
It's a big fight.
Why have super fights if both of them don't want to stay at the weight class? It sells tickets.
Anyways,
and this is a good fight.
I hate to say it, but I think Wanderlei is going to get knocked out. I love Wanderlei, but I think he's probably going to get knocked out. But he does have a chance of going 5 rounds.
5 rounds is a long time, and you only need to give 3 rounds to Bryan Stann to knock you out. I'm going to go with the inevitable knockout. Yeah. Love Wanderlei Silva, but if Chris Lieben can do it, Bryan Stann can absolutely do it.
Crazy power, too.
He does, too, but I actually think that after all the fights that Bryan Stann was, they would say that Bryan Stann's got equally as much.
Bryan Stann at 205 definitely has more power. I mean, he TKO'd Chris Lieben, and nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Who did? Bryan Stann.
So did Mark Munoz, technically, but I mean, it was a cut, so.
Oh, screw that fight. Yeah. No. TKO, corner stoppage, out my eyes, cut it, whatever.
Yeah. So, we got Bryan Stann.
Bryan Stann.
It's going to be a great card in Saitama, Japan, so.
Once again, check out the hats.
If you want to be sexy like me,
go to MMAfix.com.
Look at that. Nice holes in the back, MMA Fix on the back, MMA Fix here. I think they're like
the razor blade.
Yeah,
it's like $25.
$25, yeah. Say we sent you. Oh, my hair's looking nice and sexy now. Yeah. Tell them we sent you.
You can hit us up on the Twitter. Yeah, at MMA Fix.
Maybe we'll give one of these away or something. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say it. If it's promising and we get a lot of responses, via my Facebook, via Twitter, his Twitter,
we'll put all the stuff up here.
We're not saying that's not impossible. Maybe a couple of deals, what's going on, but hey, you first gotta contact us. You first gotta be interested. Yeah. So let's see some people who are interested in that. You know they look nice. You got anything else?
That's about it for me.
We're going to see you for the next fight. What is it, UFC 158?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah.
Oh, we're going to have a lot to say about that fight.
Yes, we are.
Oh, it's going to be pretty good.
It's going to be fantastic. I was doing the
Wanderlei Silva. Doing the Babalu Sobral Wanderlei Silva. All right, a little too early for that, but I got nothing else.
That's it for us.
It's going to be a hell of a fight. He's Josh Leduc.
Oh, this is Ryan.
We'll see you next time.